how do you work with parts? I'll give you a step-by-step process that you can use with your clients, but of course, you can use the exact same steps when working with yourself. I will start with how you can use this working with the clients, and then in the end, I will explain how you can use it for yourself. The client comes in, I already gave him the pre-talk. He already knows the idea of parts. He understands the idea of parts. And then I say, okay, so now let's start working. You can do a hypnotic induction if you want, or you can not do it. It's okay. It's cool. Either way, you'll have to decide on this on a client by client basis. There's no telling when should you use or not use inductions. But if you decided you have to do it, do it. Most often than not, I don't use hypnotic inductions when working with parts. Now I say to the client, now let's start working. First thing is, what is the problem? Let's say the client doesn't tell me what the problem is, but I say, no problem. No problem if I don't know what your problem is. But I will say, let's do it this way. Step number 1, tell me a time, a moment in the past when this problem manifested, when you had this issue, whatever this issue is. And the client says, well, it's all the time. Well, fine, of course it's all the time. But give me like one of those moments which that stands out. Like when was the most intense, or when was the last time, or when was the most intense? Give me an explanation of a moment. I'm looking for a precise moment. So step number 1 is really about bringing that part out. And how do we bring it out? By taking the client in that experience. And so because when the client remembers that experience and then he goes back into that experience, when he is immersed in the experience, the part comes out, right? Because the part doesn't know what we do. The part just knows that if let's talk about a threat now, right? If a threat is being perceived, the part is activated. Boom. Let's say I'm working with Johnny and he has with John, because he's 50, and let's say he has a phobia of dogs. So I say to John, so when was the last time you had this experience? Oh, I have it all the time. Okay, well, but when was it the last time? When was it the most intense? And he goes, well, last time, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I was in a park walking around. Okay. So what happens? So I'm walking around and then I see this dog come towards me and boom, I'm super, this phobia jumps out and I cannot control myself. And I say, perfect. So then what I say is this, John, let's just play a game. Let's just say that this emotion, this reaction that you have, it is a part of you, like I just explained earlier, right? It is a part of you that makes this happen. It is a part of you that takes over. If this part would be with us right here, right now, as a third present, it's me, you, and the part. If this part would be with us right now, right here, where would it be? To the left, to the right, in the front, in the back, up, down, where is it? And the client will always tell you, and even if they say, well, I don't know. Well, if they say that, either they are not motivated to do the work, or they have not exactly access that experience, or they just say, I don't know, as a habit, which basically means, in other words, I do not really want to take responsibility for this, which is fine, but you press on. So where is it? Well, I don't know. Well, if it were to be here, with us, where would it be? Left, right, up, down, back, front, where is it? And they go, well, it's over there. All right. And it shows me with a hand. It's to the left, which would be to your right, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's say the client says it's there. And when the client says that, it's either he's pointing towards it like this, or he's looking, and then I kind of like look at his eyes as, oh, it's down there, right? So you look at the client. When you ask this question, you look at the client and see his or her reaction. And then I ask a few questions. And the first question is, if it were to be here with us, where would it be? And it says, over there. Okay, good. Now, is it standing, sitting, laying down? How is it? Get that information. Is it male or female? Is it younger or older than you? All right, so I ask all of these questions. And with each question, basically what I do, the purpose of my questions here is to create that representation that the client has about this part, to make it as real as possible. And I actually even say to the client, I want you to look at this and think of this really as if it was a third presence here with us. So it's me, it's you, John, and then there is this part. Okay, so is it younger, older? Is it standing, sitting, laying down? Is it male or female? Where is it located? It's over there. Okay, good. Now ask for its name. What should we call him or her, right? I'm Eugene, you're John, and this is who? And it gives you a name. Well, I don't know, right? Oh, well, ask the part. How should we call her or him? Ask the part, and then it'll tell you a name. A word of caution here: when the client tells you a name, make sure that this name, make sure that it's not some sort of a relative or a close friend. And ask: is there someone in your life that has this name? Well, it's my father. No, that's not your father, John. This is just a representation in your mind about your father, not your father. I explained that to him, and then now we have the part. And now the next step is to start working with the part. And step number one, when you work with parts, is really to ask the part, what is your intention? Not why do you cause this problem? Not why you son of doing this to John, not that, right? But what is your intention, all right? So now that we have the part, again, I want you to think of this part as if you are thinking of yourself or of John. It's a third presence, and you're working with the part now directly. So now that you have the part, you ask for the intention, you get the intention, and then you just continue with whatever you find best that you should tell the part so that the client no longer has the problem. You can go in so many directions from here. You can do so many things, so many ways that you can approach this. But basically, this is how you get the part out. You find an event or a recent or most intense one where this issue for the client has been manifested. So you identify that event, you go there, you drag that part out, you ask, so if this part would be here with us now, where would it be? Here, you get all of the details, and then you start communicating with the part. And if you want to do this by yourself, with yourself, it's exactly the same thing, right? So you sit down, eyes closed or not, doesn't matter, whatever works for you. It's like, let's say I'm John, right? And let's say I have a phobia of dogs. And go, so when was the last time that I had this experience? Oh, it was like 2 years ago. I was working in a park. Okay, good. So, oh my God, I feel this. Puppy, dog. I have the phobia right now, okay? Coming up. And then I ask myself, so this part of me that feels it, that makes me feel this way, where is this part? Left, right, front, back, up, down. And then whatever comes up, whatever response comes, go with it. There's no logical reaction or response here. Just go with whatever comes up and then use that. And then start making a dialogue. Start creating a dialogue with a part, communicate, find its intention, and then find ways to get this part to stop doing what it's doing and to help you achieve your goal. And so this is how you approach this. This is the simplest, fastest way to use parts therapy with your clients or with yourself. If you have any questions, let me know. And by the way, we have a parts therapy training coming up very soon. There are details below this video. And if you'd like to learn how to use parts therapy with your clients, make sure to sign up in this training. I will talk about the basic concepts of parts therapy. I'll go into a lot more details than I've done in this course, of course. And then you'll see different approaches in working with parts, such as resource therapy, Hegelian method, core transformation, parts integration from NLP, parts therapy by Roy Hunter. All of these methods, different methods, are blended in together into this parts therapy masterclass, which is an international training certification, which I will be teaching. And like I said, if you click on the link below this video, you will see the presentation page for this class, and you can sign up and you can join. So make sure to see more details there if you're interested. Otherwise, anyway, I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue our journey in working with parts.